Hi there, welcome everybody. I'm here today to do a haul of all the special edition books I got in May 2025, which is quite a lot. It was my birthday month, so I was pretty generous with myself in terms of renewing my book box subs and getting a few extra treats as well. And I also got some books as gifts and had a few pre-orders come in. So I'm going to start by going through the kind of regular sub books from May. And then I'm going to move on to pre-orders that came in, and then things I got through leftovers, and then maybe depending how time's going, some of the things I picked up on kind of eBay and resale sites as well, and I'll sprinkle in my birthday gifts throughout. And there are probably around 35 books depending how it goes. First up we have A Dream of Onyx Villains. This is the Butterfly Book Club box from May. It's been a lot of chat on Instagram with people loving these edges. They are spectacular, those dragon eyes. Quite a contrast to the pastel cover, which I do like. No reverse dust jacket. End papers, that's the same on both sides. And then we have a pretty signature page. The hardcover, bit tricky to see. On the back it says "Before the Devil Catches You." On the front it says "Run and Hide, Kitten." Next up we have A Steep and Savage Path. This is the Locked Library Forbidden Wing pick for May. Absolutely spectacular edges. I absolutely love those, very much my cutie with those poppies and bones and mushrooms and things. Loving this purple colour of the cover. I think this may be a Vampire Story. No reverse dust jacket. We have a pretty foiled hardcover, Till and Death Do Them Part, just plain on the back. And we have our end papers, same on both sides, and no signature, but a letter from the author. Next up, we have the Illumicrate Crate box, Song of Legends Lost. Absolutely love this cover, it's gorgeous, and the edges kind of a continuation of the picture there, but it just goes so well. No reverse dust jacket, and similar to the first book we have this, it's a little hard to see for you probably, but really nice all in black naked hardcover. Then we have end papers front and some more grey art on the back there, and then we have author letter. I think that's a digital signature, not sure, though there has been the controversy in recent weeks with Illumicrate saying they would no longer be offering hand signatures. Personally, I'm not massively bothered whether my books are signed. I like to get them signed and personalised, like if I meet an author, but I understand it's important to some people. Next up, we have Magician, book 1 in the Rift War saga from the Broken Binding. I was very excited to finally get a subscription to Broken Binding, so this is my first sub book, though I have many books that I've purchased off sub. This is the edges, which are just fantastic. Back cover there. I think this might be the same artist for cover and edges as Song of Legends Lost. Not 100% sure. I'll check that. Naked hardcover here. Spine and the back. That is just beautiful. Can't go wrong with the dragon, can you? Then we have fabulous end papers. These are on the back. Signed for tier 1 subs, but not for us regular tier 2 subscribers. And I think the waiting list for tier 1 is many, many years, potentially sort of the rest of your life, number of years. So next I have the names. This is from the Goldsborough Premier subscription. There's kind of not a lot to show with this one. It's fairly simple foiled hardcover. End papers which match the edges. I do think that Goldsborough Premier is probably a sub that I'm going to drop. You have to sign up for a 12-month term with them, and when I'm at the end I'll probably let it go. It's not that I don't like the book picks, they picked some really good books, For me, the customizations they offer is just a lot less than many other book boxes. They always come signed and numbered, but as I say, that's not something that's massively important to me. I'd rather have more artwork and customizations. Next up is another first. This is the Fairy Loots YA pick, The Floating World. And again, this was my first sub box. I'm still on the waiting list for Adult Romantasy and Epic. So I was pretty glad to get this for access to the pre-sales. And yeah, I was really pleased with this, even though I'm not a massive YA reader and I did mostly get it for the access. I just think this is a really stunning book. Pretty cover, pretty edges. This one does have a reverse dust jacket, which is actually like a properly done just jacket as well, with kind of title and spine and back and everything. Not just a picture, which I know not everyone's a fan of. Then the naked hardcover spine, again, that's just all really pretty. Foiled end papers. Here we go. It's just a really lovely book. Letter there as well. So yeah, I was pretty pleased with that. I quite like the items as well. Never growing up, clearly. Next up we have the Illumicrate Evernight and Starbright. This was actually the month for Starbright, but I'm guessing they were a little bit late on the Evernight, and I got this right at the start of May. So this is the Staircase in the Woods, the dust jacket. That's the edges, kind of like graffiti on wood. My favourite bit about this is absolutely the naked hardcover. That is just stunning. This book kind of gives me Stranger Things vibes, especially with sort of the end papers. You can see what I mean. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the dust jacket or the edges, if I'm being super honest. Sign there as well. This is one that I might very well display on my shelves with the hard cover out and maybe even the spine. This one I was really impressed with. This is the Starbright book, Overgrowth. I already read this. I had an e-arc and I really enjoyed it. This is a beautiful cover, lovely foiling there. I just love this image. Then we have our naked hardcover, which is also gorgeous with foiling. If you don't know anything about this book, it's kind of alien invasion, and they are plants, which is very much my cup of tea. End papers. I also have the Alquate version of this coming because I signed up to both subs the same month and it turned out they were doing the same book. So yeah, we'll see what that one looks like when it comes. Author signature there as well. So that was all the regular sub books. So now I'm moving on to some pre-orders. First up we have The Devils, the broken binding version. As I mentioned, I've bought quite a few books outside of the sub even before getting a sub. These edges just really are outstanding. Absolutely love that. And then we have a naked hardcover. It's similar to what we've seen earlier with the Butterfly and Illumicrate books, that kind of black on black, so it doesn't show up too well in the video, but quite nice gothic vibes there. And then wow to the end papers. They're just amazing. I do have to say I've seen pictures of the Fairy Loot version of this, and yeah, I really like that too. I think they're both gorgeous. But I did get Goldsborough, The Devils, and I sold it pretty much straight away. Like, it was fine, but it was just disappointing to me compared to this one and compared to the Fairy Loot as well. So oh yeah, signed. Similarly as well, this is a Tainted Calm, the Goldsborough version, sequel to Dragon Rider. That's the cover. Edges, which are kind of nice enough, but nothing really spectacular, I guess. You can see, just see up there, the broken binding version, which I like a lot more. I do like the naked hardcover in this. I like that quite a lot. and papers there, same on both sides, and then obviously in Goldsboro signed and numbered. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I'll keep this. Again, I find that when Goldsboro has a hit, it's really a hit, as you'll see with one of my books a little later on, but sometimes the customizations just are a little bit lacking, in my opinion, compared to some of the other subs that are out there. This is another Goldsboro pre-order, Fate, Fortune, Fire. I think that's just a standard trade cover. Some pretty nice edges for this one, much better than the last book, I would say. And then some nice kind of foiling on the front cover. No end papers or anything. Signed by Hazelnut Bride in a nice pink pen there. So that's pretty nice. They are quite variable, as you can see. Next, I have this special edition of Sunrise on the Reaping. This is from Moonbow Book Club, who you can find on Etsy or Instagram. This is not a book box, so kind of no new cover or anything. It is a sprayed edge. When I saw this, I just had to have it. I thought it was just gorgeous, just book sprayed on the top and bottom, but yeah, beautiful edge there. This is my Empyrean set. I really wanted a nice sprayed edge Empyrean set for my birthday as a treat to myself, and I chose this set by Books from Hebe, who again you can find on Instagram or Etsy. Show you all the edges together. These are hand painted. They're absolutely beautiful. Just quickly show you them individually so you can see in a bit more detail. Absolute pride and joy is these books. They're so stunning. Made me very happy. Great birthday gift to myself. Next, I do have a few more sub books. These are the ones that came to me through a forwarding service from the US, so they're not May books in the main, they're kind of previous months. These are all quite in Moonlight, and I've actually found that for these particular book boxes it's better for me if they just come directly to me, but for some others the forwarding works out better, especially if they don't actually ship to the UK. Anyway, this is the first quarterly Romantasy box, Exquisite Ruin. Edges there. This has a reverse dust jacket. This is one of the ones that is kind of like a long picture rather than having sort of title and blurb and things on. I do like both. I think this is where I've maybe seen some chat about the kind of placement of the foiling, and it looking maybe a bit odd and off-sided here. I do agree it might have been nice if there'd been maybe a bit of contrasting colour on this band here, so it didn't just look like it was maybe a bit off-centre. Anyway, nice foiling there, and on the back as well. Then we have, love these end papers, that's gorgeous. Don't know a lot about this book, but I'm looking forward to it. And then we have author signature as well, so that's pretty nice. I'm continuing with the sub for now, and we'll see how we go on, because there are no tickets with it. Then we have our adult book from April, I think, Gifted and Talented. So here's our cover, edges. I'll just be quite quick with these because with them being older, people have more likely to have seen them before, I guess. A reverse dust jacket, which I really like that. It's quite unusual and interesting. Here is our naked hardcover. I'm not sure what these emojis are about. I don't know. Make me quite intrigued to read it though, to be honest. As do these end papers. Like, what is going on here? It looks like a fantasy version of Succession or something. I don't know. I might be way off base there. And you have our author letter and signature there as well. So, then I have the Moonlight book box April May picks. This was the April one, I think. So no dust jacket with these. Absolutely beautiful naked hardcovers. Then we have our edges. Ugh, the art on these end papers is just stunning. Absolutely love that. And then I think Now I don't know if they have any overlays, but they do have like these this at the start of the chapters, which is a nice touch. I really like that. Then the April book Beyond These Gilded Walls. So Moonlight again, do a lot of kind of indie pics. Cat. Honestly, I think I was maybe going to skip this, and then I saw Cat and I skipped. That is a way to get me book boxes. Here's our edge, again with the cat. I like the mask as well. Always a big fan of a kind of masquerade wall. Oh, these end papers are just gorgeous. Oh yeah, there's our masquerade ball. Really looking forward to reading that one. And we have our author signature there as well. There's a bit of different art, so that's really nice. Next we have books I got from our kind of leftovers or sales that companies were having. So again, we've got Moonlight here. I was thrilled to get Honey and Hellfire. I'd been on the wait list for any leftover stock for these. I just am obsessed with these edges, like a beautiful watercolour painting. I really wanted them, so very happy with that. There's the back as well. Conscious they have been out to some people a while, so again I'll just quite quickly show them. There's our end papers for Honey, and I think there are, yeah, like Moonlight does, there's like some overlay pictures in there as well. And same in Hellfire, our author signature. Then I felt super lucky when I was able to get Blood Over Brighthaven from the Broken Binding leftovers sale. I'd been signed up to the waitlist for this, and it sold out in seconds. This being the signed version, though they are doing a reprint option, so I would highly recommend. You can still get the book. I think it's still on sale. If you still like it and you're not that bothered about the signature. Here's our hardcover thing on the back. These end papers are really cool. I haven't read this yet. I've heard so much, well, not exactly so much about it, but just people recommending it to me over and over again, so I feel like I really do need to get round to it. I really like the kind of steampunky vibes here. Again, not sure if I'm totally off base. And there is our author signature and stamp, which this very desirable. Again, with the Locked Library leftover sale, I was also very fortunate and was able to snag When the Moon Hatched, which I think went in about 7 seconds or something insane. This is a very beautiful edges edition. No reverse dust jacket. We have our foiling on the front, just plain on the back, and then some lovely end papers. Again, this is another one that I haven't read, but I say black. Have heard so much about it. I really do want to. Not signed, but author letter there. I'm going to quickly show my birthday gifts off. First up is the spectacular Acrylics Akatar Rainbow set. Absolutely obsessed with these. I just love this set. I almost cried opening it. It is the regular hardcovers kind of underneath. It's just edges and dust jackets, but they're absolutely beautiful. There's A Court of Thorns and Roses. I should just say, if you haven't read this series and you think you might want to, stop watching now or just skip through this book, because some of the images, the artwork on these dust jackets is very spoilery, and believe me, this is a series that you do not want spoiling before you get to what I'm talking about. Yeah, Caught and Mr. Fury, my absolute favourite from the series, one of my absolute favourite books, full stop. So we have some lovely artwork of Mar and Amran and Isand and Feyre. Then we have Aqua, Feyre looking into the mirror there. Not too much on the flaps there. I love this one, Court of Frost and Starlight. This is maybe my favourite, the two of them together there. Just gorgeous, gorgeous Polaris. Yeah, just love it. It's the place I would most choose to live out of any fantasy world. And then finally, Silver Flames. We have Nesta and Cassian, and then all the sisters on the back. So yeah, absolutely thrilled with those. I also got for my birthday this Penguin Classics edition of the picture of Dorian Gray. Just some nice little images there. Obviously it's quite hard to get special editions of classics, so I was glad to get that. And then I also got the Page and Wick Flame and Sparrow. That's the cover, the gorgeous edge, spectacular naked hardcover, has some nice foiling going on. And then, oh, we love our end papers in this one. Yeah, I know I mentioned with ACOTAR, and I'm aware that probably art in other books might have spoilers as well, but I just feel like it's not as spoilery as ACOTAR. I just have the books that I bought on eBay or Vinted that came this month, which most of them are kind of previous sub-books or occasionally special editions, so people will have seen these probably quite a bit before, so I'll just fairly quickly whiz through them. But first we've got the Illumicrate Studying Drowning. I wanted to get this because the sequel is coming out soon and coming up for pre-order, and I love this naked hardcover. And they're also offering some dust jackets with it, so kind of redesigned dust jackets, which I will be getting for this set. Similarly, got the Illumicrate Last Hour Between Worlds. They're again offering the sequel with dust jackets, but I'm not as keen on those, so I'll probably just buy the sequel for that. I love the naked cover for this. That's really, yeah, beautiful. Edges, don't know if I showed those. Really cool end papers in this one as well. There we go, and yeah, we have our author signature there. I bought Babel. Obviously there's a lot of excitement building in the book world about catabasis. Not sure the correct pronunciation, to be honest. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping to get some essays of that as well. It'd be nice to get this fairy loot edition of Babel. So really nice hardcover there. Goes so well with that beautiful, beautiful edge. And we have our end papers. And yeah, our author signature there. Last book. This just shows you what I mean about Goldsboro being, like, when they're good, it's really good. I got this copy of Medea. Medusa's coming out later this year, and I've ordered that from Goldsboro as well to match it, though I'm not sure from the what they've shown the art that they've shown so far, if it's going to be as beautiful as this. This is honestly one of my favourite edges that I now own. It is just like a stunning work of art. Then underneath, just kind of a foiling on the cover. Not really any end papers, unfortunately. That's a bit of a shame. So yeah, real mixed bag with Goldsboro, but we do have our signed and numbered versions. Yeah, that is all the special edition books I got in May. It's not normally quite as many as this. I did also get some regular books as well. I bought the Hawkinger's Curse saga, Spark, Chloe and Heat the Everflame, which I've read those and loved them. I bought some Dungeon Crawler Car books, which I made a start on. I'm enjoying those. I bought Serpent and the Wings of Night. That's a book I'm going to start very soon. And I also bought a book called Gorse when I was at It's Strange Up North author event, because it just looked really pretty and sounded quite interesting. So yeah, that was my May, and I'll be doing this again every month, showing off the books I get. Hopefully I'll get a bit better and smoother at it as we go along. I'll also be sharing some other videos, showing off what I've been reading, what I think about it. It's mostly fantasy, a good bit of sci-fi and horror, but also occasionally some romance and some other contemporary stories as well. So stick around, follow for more, drop me a note in the comments saying what you enjoyed, if there's anything you'd like to see more of. Bye!